Okay, so what I wanted to do is get in here and start disassembling the trap work so that I could see if I could get that, get this pulled apart. I get the bottom pulled off so I can start the disassembling cleaning process. There we go, I got those set aside, so I'm going to go through again with the shop vac, now that I can reach a little bit better. Okay, so the other thing about this is this mesh netting and stuff back here. I'm just going to take this out. I don't know when that was added. I doubt it was there from the factory. Maybe it was, I don't know. But it's gross and disgusting. At some point in time, someone tried to screw in that piece and nearly stripped this guy out. Yeah, got that taken out now. I think I need to get this bottom piece out before I roll around too much because of how loose it is. I don't think there's any screws in here. I don't feel anything. So I think next thing I might do, I might tilt that guy back up, see if I can take that bottom off. Okay, so I'm going through, I've already pulled off one of these leg assemblies. This side of the piano being as loose as what it is, I didn't want to leave it in there and have it supported by this roller and not be attached down here. So I took off the legs over here, I'm going to take off the leg over there, and I'm going to work on pulling this whole assembly out. So then we've got 2 screws. I can see a seam that comes here and follows this edge, so I'm assuming these are supposed to be the screws that connect into this foot block that extends in the piano. So I'm going to see if I have any luck getting these guys out. There we go, there's 4. So set these in my screw organizer and label them. These screws came out undamaged, so I'll be able to use them again. Okay, I'm going to see if I can separate these pieces a bit. Whew. There we go. As you can see, that came out without too much drama. So I'm going to clean up a little bit in here. And I guess since I'm starting this stage, really this is kind of starting of the stripping and refinishing process, which I hope to do this spring. So I guess with that step, that's the step number 1. We'll keep going from here. Okay, I'm going to try to knock these pieces loose. So I've got any screws out of these arms on the inside taken out, but it seems like this is all just one big glue joint, so I'm going to have to see if I can break these loose, get these pieces out of here. So underneath these corners, there's one over here, there's a block that are glued in to the mating pieces. I was able to take a putty knife and work it under the edge and with a hammer, and as I chipped along this edge and then the back edge on this corner over here, eventually this piece popped off and I was able to overcome that glue joint without damaging anything. So I think I'm going to do the same thing over here, and then I may just try going around through some of these glue joints and just trying to get a putty knife in there to start maybe acting like a mini wedge to start breaking some of this stuff loose. And then that might help me out a little bit as I try to go forward further. So that'll be next step. I'm going to label these pieces though so I know exactly what corner they go back to. And we'll go from there. Okay, got that part labeled, so now I'll see if I can have any luck on this one. There's that one. Little chip fell off. Mark that one up now. So I have the corner blocks underneath each of these done, taken off. Looking at the key rail or the key bed and the way it fits in with the arms on the side, I think this key bed in theory needs to come out first because there's some steps cut into the wood that would prevent me from, say, pushing the arms inward and getting it out that way. So I think what I need to do in order to get the key bed off, these are in the way, so I need to unglue, I think, these panels on each side. And there is a seam here, so there's where the veneer comes up over the front, and this lip, it's nice and flush, it's been done well, but these are two panels, so this piece is a separate piece from this piece. And it should be glued in as far as I know. There is a block, another one of those corner blocks here I can feel. But I think if I go through with the putty knife and tap like I was before, I should be able to get these to come off. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Okay, so I got the heat gun. I'm going to try to use to soften this joint a bit. Got it. There we go. That'll be able to go right back on where it came from. Okay. Sacrifice one putty knife to the cause. This is my only other one, so I hope this one doesn't go with it. Okay, I got the one side off. I'm going to start working on this other one. Here we go.
Are you still in one piece?
Yep. Got it off.
Woohoo!
Without hurting myself. So as you can see, I was able to get the two side panels off here where next to the knee board is. They were kind of a pain, but I was able to unglue them, get them separated. So they each had a corner block here one on the other side as well. And then so they're glued on this block and then along the edge. So once I was able to get that glue joint separated, I was able to get them to come out. So now there's nothing underneath this. All I have is the key bed assembly here glued to the arms on either side. So I'm hoping with where I'm at now, I can start to work on this glue joint on the arm to get the key bed to come out. Once I get that out, then I can take the arms off. So yeah, I think if I can get that glue joint to separate, there's actually a gap here in this side. So it's not glued to the side at all, it's purely just glued to these arms. So I think that might be the route I go. We'll see how this goes though. Notice here I actually split the wood a little bit down here. I don't necessarily want that. I'll have to re-glue that a little bit later. Be a problem for another day though. The action does rest on this piece though. It will be supported here. But yeah, you don't want to, probably don't want to hammer down here anymore on this side. There. this side, this joint here, all the way down, I've got about 1/8 of an inch gap now. So I'm making some progress. As I look down through here, it looks like there might be a dowel. There's a few dowels actually. Unless this is just broken wood that's left behind. Oh yeah, I see this dowel here. Go back over there. One side's free. There we go. Key bed's out. Ugh. So as you can see, I've got the key bed out now. It took some work, and you can see there's a couple dowels in here, and I had shown those in the previous clips. I had assumed they were straight in dowels, but they're actually punched in at an angle. So when I tried drilling them out, I was actually just maybe doing more damage than necessary, but we'll be able to fix that when we put everything back together. I could potentially run it back in on the same dowels or drill some new alignment dowel holes and put everything back together, but I think that's a good stopping point for tonight. I do still want to remove the 2 arms. They're currently unscrewed. So the 4 screw holes on each side are removed. I need to be a little bit careful because there's some old plywood pieces here that are attached to these arms that were used for the pedal rods that came up. Those are still attached, and the screw heads on those are rusted to the point where there's not really any slots in them anymore. If I can get these out without having to take those off, then that lets me work on those on a bench rather than trying to do it here in the piano where I don't have much room. But that's kind of the next part of the disassembly, is really just to try to take these arms off. And if I can get those broken loose and removed, then that gets me everything I need to do for, I guess, the start of this refinishing work. So I'm pretty happy with how that's turned out so far. I haven't broken anything to the point where I'm concerned about putting it back together. You know, where I did break some of these glue joints, you can see there's a little bit of wood that separated, but that is not going to be a big deal because everything will just go back together just as it came apart. So I'm not concerned about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting those arms off, and then I can really start working on the refinishing process. With the way that this piano is glued together, I would not have been able to remove the plate without first taking that keyboard off, or the key bed. Getting the arms off is going to be pretty close to a requirement as well. I could, if I needed to, I think I could probably unscrew the plate and maybe lift this side up and get it angled enough to slide it out and up. But if I can get these arms off, that would be preferred, because then I've just got all the clearance I need to be able to lift it straight out. So that's all for now. This will probably be the end of this portion. The next step I'm going to do is actually go through and try to knock these arms off. And then once those arms are removed, it'll be on to probably some of the finer disassembly and starting the sanding and refinishing process. Woohoo! Big milestone here for me. At least I feel like I'm happy with where we got. And we'll go from here now for the rest.